Raiders Nation, this just in, Marcus Mariota signs a 2-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons, so the next domino has now fallen in place. We knew that Atlanta was going to have an immediate job opening when they traded away Matt Ryan this morning to the Indianapolis Colts for a draft pick. And now it seems to seem like Marcus Mariota is getting a second chance. And with a familiar coach, with Arthur Smith, he's very familiar with him from when he played in Tennessee. And we're not all too far removed from when Marcus Mariota played in Tennessee. He last played in Tennessee in 2019. And as I'm looking up the stats, not only, just from watching the games, but the stats, they'll tell you a greater story as far as his productivity. He wasn't very as productive with the Raiders, considering he was the backup quarterback to Derek Carr. He had a more productive season last year in 2020 as far as rushing and passing, but with the new regime of Rick Bisaccia, he didn't really utilize Marcus Mariota as much as John Gruden did, which, it don't seem like it hurt him in any aspect because he still got a second chance now with the Atlanta Falcons. I just hate that we couldn't trade him and get something in return for him. We just had to let him walk. But hey, he got a new lease on his career. This is his 8th year in the NFL. So and if you think about it, before he came to the Raiders, he already had 13,000 yards. So it isn't like he wasn't a bad quarterback. And really, the Falcons, they were down to slim pickings. You could trade for Baker Mayfield, but you would have had to give up draft capital. So instead, what do? You go to, you couldn't get Jameis Winston because, one, he just left the Saints. So why would he go to Atlanta Falcons? And then two, he just re-signed with the Saints this morning. So you out of options with that. Marcus Mariota was probably the, as Mel Kiper would say, the best player available on the board as far as for that position, being quarterback. He's definitely better than A.J. McCarron. He's definitely better than Josh Rosen right now. And I think he's going to fit into the system perfectly. But as my grandma always say, man, only time would tell with situations and things like that. Knock on wood that he doesn't get injured, because that was one of his downfalls in Tennessee, was the fact that he couldn't stay on the field. And when he was on the field, he didn't have the right team. He didn't have the Tannehill team that they have now, which I feel like would be a whole lot better suited for him. I feel like Tennessee, if they had Marcus Mariota now, you could run that read option to perfection with Derrick Henry and Marcus Mariota. But, hey, that's another story for another day. That's my take on the situation. Like, subscribe, comment below.